From cringy dance-offs to a bastardized design that puts the Haunted Mask and even Doctor Doom to shame, the Fear Street Prom Queen spoiler review is starting right now.
This is it, Jennifer. Your big break in TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Silver Screen Scream Show. I am your host, Kirby, and today we're going to be doing a spoiler review of Fear Street Prom Queen, directed by Matt Palmer. This was released on May 23rd of 2025, and we are not doing this alone, my friends. We have another sexy bitch on the show, and go ahead and introduce yourself.
I wasn't ready for the pressure.
Oh,
I don't even know who I am. My name is Riley. I'm known for, well, I'm not known for anything.
You're known.
I wish I was known for my YouTube channel, Slash and Cast. We talk horror over there. That's why we're here.
It's a good place.
Yeah, we just talk about horror stuff.
Everybody go check out the channel. Just get off here just for a second. Check out the channel. Come back.
What I'm really known for is my impressive track statistics in college. We just discovered this recently. If you just go look that up, my impressive hammer throw distance is on there as foul because I couldn't get one in bounds.
Oh,
Oh,
you're kind of a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
I was in track my senior year and did hurdles, hurt my knee, and I was working at McDonald's at the time, so I was like, fuck it.
I'm done.
My knee hurts.
I was in track in middle school because it didn't interfere with baseball, but then in high school it interfered with baseball. So I didn't do it. The only reason I did in college is because I got hurt. After I found out my neck was messed up and couldn't play football, the coach was like, "Do you want to try track?" It's like, "I can throw shit, sure." And that's what happened.
But can you throw it in the right direction?
Not hammer. It sucks.
I've never even tried it though, so
it sucks because I was actually good at it. Like the first time I threw one in practice, literally ever, my first attempt it matched the school record, but I couldn't throw the fucking shit in bounds in a actual competition. I kept
you're like, God damn it!
Yeah, my first throw ever, I slipped and fell and scratched my knee.
Oh no!
So you hit it on a hurdle, I hit it on a hammer.
Yeah,
concrete slab. Good time.
You hate to see it. Well, tell everyone I'm sure everyone's already heard your spiel on what got you into horror, but go ahead and tell us what got you into horror. What's your favorite horror movie, etc.
Yeah, I think every time this comes up, my story probably changes because I don't know. I don't know what actually got me into the genre. I was so young. My mom, for whatever reason, it's funny because she never really watches horror movies anymore. But my mom, at the time, was into slasher films, so she showed me things like F-13 and Halloween and Scream and all those. And I was only like 2. By the time I was 3, I was already obsessed, though. You know, I was already starting to collect stuff. They told my preschool teacher wouldn't let me bring in my horror collectibles for show and tell anymore because the other kids got scared.
What meanies?
Yeah, they'll be bringing my King Kong, though. So
I love that King Kong, by the way. I've seen that in the video. I used to have it.
Yeah.
It was a nice one.
Yeah.
I think it's worth like $100 now.
That's it? I thought it'd be worth more than that.
I don't know. I think back when I saw the video of you doing that, I looked it up on eBay. It could be worth more now because that was a few years ago.
Yeah. I mean, mine's kind of broken. Part of the stand is broken, but yeah, that thing is pretty cool.
Yeah. I remember being a kid and I wish I would have thought about the future and like preserving some of these things because I just fucking ripped the box open, threw that shit in the trash and played the shit out of it, you know?
Yeah. My mom was always pretty good about that stuff, keeping she still does. I mean, we've got boxes for like Xbox Ones in storage still, PS4, or like consoles I don't even have anymore that I sold. Like we still got boxes in there. She still got like the Nintendo 64 box, all of it. So she was pretty good about that. So all my old cloth and Mezco figures, they still have the box. They're not in great shape, but they're there.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. My mom didn't do that. It's all right.
We'll hold it against her.
Yeah, I'm going to call her after this. What'd you say your favorite horror movie was? I think you said it's Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's definitely my top 3, I believe. Don't know if it's my number 1. It might be my number 2. But today, we are going to be reviewing Fear Street Prom Queen. I'm going to go ahead and read this little synopsis here on IMDb. When the It girls competing for prom queen at Shadyside High start to disappear, a gutsy outsider discovers she's in for one hell of a prom night. I like how IMDb just states it all in one sentence.
Yep.
And that's kind of the gist of it, except they forgot to mention that it is a little bit trash. It is I really wanted to like this movie because I like the trilogy, and shit, I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this movie.
Yeah, honestly, if it was by itself, if it was just called Prom Queen, I think it probably would have some more people enjoying it. I think it has some, more glowing reviews because it's fun, I guess. It's a cheesy 80s slasher, and you got Carrie vibes from Prom, and yeah, I mean, it's got some decent kills too. So in a lot of ways, people, especially in today's world of kind of splatter films being on top of everything, I think people would enjoy it. But because it's a Fear Street film, it's pretty fucking bad for a Fear Street film.
Yeah, really. The first thought that I had while watching, I was like, this feels like a movie that would be on Disney Channel, but rated R. It's a rated R Disney Channel film.
Yeah.
Is really what it is.
It does have the Disney Channel original movie vibe.
Yeah, and I don't know. I really don't understand where they were going with it because they were trying so hard to get us invested in what these girls were going through, but it was so over the top. I didn't know being prom queen was that important.
It's not now.
But those girls were ready to scrap.
I mean, honestly, I can't say because I'm just a baby, but it seems like a lot of 70s and 80s films depict prom in that way. It's everything. It means the world to people. I don't know if not to the point that they would have a family of killers, but yeah, I guess a little bit more important back in the day. I don't know.
The point that made me lose investment over that whole plot detail, it was when it was the girl from the mother from The Conjuring. I can't remember what her name was in this movie, but she stopped the main character. Lily Taylor played Vice Principal Dolores Breckenridge, and she went to Lori Granger and was like, you have the potential to change everything that's been set into motion. And I was just like, what's going on here? But I guess because the past, her parents were involved in some weird murder before she was born and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Yeah. Honestly, I thought the vice principal character was weird in general.
Yeah, I didn't understand her whole plot arc. I didn't understand her whatsoever.
I think she's supposed to be funny, but honest to God, I couldn't tell if they were going for humor with her. I thought the way that they reacted to the head in the punch bowl, because at first I couldn't tell if it was real or not.
Yeah, I remember looking, I was like, they're so calm about this fucking head on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, and she does the same thing when the killer actually comes into prom and starts cutting off arms and shit. She's just like, what is going on here? And that's just kind of it. While standing next to a dead body. It's like, oh.
She's like, who do I have to talk to about this? What are you kids doing?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if they were going for humor with that or not.
Which, granted, even if it was a prank, because that was what was the girl's name that did that? Megan Rogers her little stunts are pretty impressive for someone in high school.
Well, yeah, especially because earlier that day we saw her sculpting the head.
Yeah.
She went from sculpting, early stages of sculpting, to full on, like, very.
She's like, I got about an hour to kill.
Yeah, she haired it. It was professionally haired. It's like, yeah, okay.
In the beginning of the movie, she straight up cut off her own fucking hand.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that one. We can run that gag.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. I would not be able to sculpt a head out here. But yeah, a little blood and a little retractable. First of all, I don't even know where you get one of those retractable.
Were they at like a magic store? Like throughout the movie, was that where they were at? Because it looked like they were at some sort of like costume magic store.
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta be honest with you. I didn't care enough to check.
I didn't either. I was just kind of going through the motion of it all. But I could have swore I saw like a fake wand, like a little gag gifts in the background.
That makes sense.
Honestly, she's my favorite character of the fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't mind the. It's funny, you tell I don't care because I don't remember her name, but the main chick, what is her name?
Lori Granger.
Okay. I wanted to say Lily. I remembered Granger, yeah, because Granger was thrown around so much the entire movie. Forget that name, you're out of luck. Yeah, I didn't mind her, and I actually, there were times where I appreciated the development that they were giving us. Like, I've seen a lot worse writing for characters than for Lori. But still, other than her, everybody else is pretty insufferable. And even like Megan doing the prank at prom. When I was on Lori's side, I thought it was pretty inconsiderate. You're just making all of us look bad. Can't you tell she wants to win?
Yeah, I was on her side too, and her friend's just like, fuck, I need a joint after this. It's like, okay. She several times throughout the movie, she's like, God, I need to smoke a joint. It's like some of the writing, it's like they didn't know how to write like high schoolers, and they're like, oh, they like smoking weed and drinking. So let's go ahead and say they have to smoke and drink every second they can.
Yeah, especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
Running with that stereotype.
So like the basic plot of this, Lori Granger is going for prom queen, and there's these girls that are like saying, fuck you. You're not going to take this from me. The main one doing that is Tiffany Falconer, played by Fina Straza, I think is her name.
What else is
she looks familiar. I don't know what she was in, though. Let me take a look here.
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, man, she looks insanely familiar, and I just cannot put two and two together.
I don't see anything worth like mentioning. There's like Paper Girls, Law and Order, but fuck, I've never seen any of those, but she looks so familiar.
Huh.
She's just got that face, I guess.
Yeah.
For a bitch, she was very good at what she was getting at, but some of it was a little bit too extreme. Like, I've been bullied in high school myself, but I've never had I've never witnessed any bullies go, yeah, your dad was murdered and your mom killed her and you should just kill yourself, bitch. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
I thought it was even weirder in the classroom when of course, it kind of comes together because he was the killer, but the teacher and like they all just are bullying her in the middle of the classroom and like joking about, yeah, because your mom stabbed your dad in the face, and he just like doesn't care, just lets it go on.
Yeah, he's like, come on, guys, what?
But then when she does the prank, he's like, you get the fuck to the office.
Get the fuck out of here right now. Yeah, he was wild. But like she's going for prom queen, and that whole ordeal, that's the main plot of it. And we have a little slasher sneaking in here. And honestly, it was okay, but the design choice was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
It looked like a mixture of Doctor Doom and the Haunted Mask from Goosebumps.
Yep.
And I was like, what in the world? What in the world are they doing? And like, especially the first kill, it was so basic. I was like, well, that weird cut to red, which I understand they're trying to be a little bit nostalgic with some of the kills from the 80s and stuff and do like little quick cuts and stuff, but I don't know. Something about that killer design was awful. And I think it was the whole thing.
Yeah, it was kind of like Alice, Sweet Alice, and yeah, then like the Doctor Doom vibes. It was weird. I don't know what they were, or like April Fool's Day. It's like all those vibes kind of mixed together. Yeah, I didn't really like it. And that first kill with the whatever, one of the groupies.
Yeah,
they should have started off with a better kill. Because
what's weird is she was just standing there for like 10 minutes going, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's walking up to her with a fucking axe. Like,
yeah, I think you'd probably get moving at that point.
Yeah, just scoot back a little at least and be like, "Hey, man, slow down. What are you doing?" It was fucking ridiculous. But the actual whodunit, I spent the whole movie trying to figure out who it was, and I did not expect like the parents to be the killers whatsoever.
I ended up figuring it out because you get to a point where there are no suspects.
Yeah.
Like it basically has to be the main chick, Tiffany. It has to be her, or it has to be her parents, or it has to be somebody we don't know. I guess it could have been the principal, but that would have been a real shot in the dark. I don't know. So at the very least, I had the parents pinned down. I wasn't exactly expecting Tiffany to also turn. I was kind of hoping she ended up being a cool character.
Yeah.
I was hoping the bitch stuff was all just going to be like for show, but no. Turns out she's actually a bitch.
Nope, she's psychotic. Yeah, I was really hoping once she was in the car and like apologizing and stuff, I was like, oh, maybe they're going to work together. One of the killers is still out there and they're going to work together and stop her. And no, there was 3 killers and that was disappointing. It really was. I wanted her to be a winner.
I thought it was lame that when she's talking to Lori in the closet and she's like talking about, yeah, imagine like them dying or them being electrocuted or whatever the hell she said. And it was like, it was fucking beautiful. I'm like, you didn't see it? What do you mean? You weren't there. Like, I get you're technically the 3rd killer, but you didn't see any of that happen. You were too busy losing to a dance-off.
Yeah. By the way, that fucking dance-off was fucking weird. That's where I completely lost interest. I was literally, me and China were watching, and when they said dance-off, I was like, please tell me they're not about to fucking dance off. Nope. In all seriousness, they have a fucking dance off.
Yeah, it was pretty cringe.
It was cringy as hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're going for. Like, it shouldn't have been called Fear Street. You could buy into something like that a little bit more if you're all in on 80s cheese. Like, which they kind of went all in sometimes. Sometimes they just couldn't figure it out. There's some tonal inconsistencies as a result. But Fear Street doesn't do that. Like, it just matches the time that it's in. And yeah, sure, like Fear Street 2 kind of is a more cheesy, but that's because it's at a summer camp. But yeah, they never did shit like dance-offs. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. And what's weird is, like you were saying, they shouldn't have called it Fear Street. It barely mentions Fear Street at all. And I don't know how close to the book they stuck to it, because I've never read the book Prom Queen or anything, so I don't know like how close plot wise this is. But I mean, other than being in the same town and them mentioning what happened at that summer camp a couple years before, I mean, it's just its own thing.
Yeah, of course it's Shady Side, and then isn't the only reference is when they're like, this is almost as bad as 78.
Yeah,
that's it, right?
Yeah, that's literally the only thing. I think at the beginning they showed like a little newspaper article or some sort of paper that mentioned what happened at the summer camp, but that's it. And then the cops going, oh man, this is almost as bad as in 78.
Yeah.
And I forgot that it was a Fear Street movie. I was like, what the fuck happened in 78? And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I thought the death of her dad was going to be related to the previous films, and it's not. So
nope.
Yeah.
It almost wasn't really important to the movie whatsoever.
No,
it was just an excuse for the bullies to talk shit to Lori.
Yeah, and it links back to Tiffany's mom, to Mrs. Falconer, but whatever. Like,
yeah.
Also, the amount of times that they could have killed Lori and just kept fucking rambling was crazy. I mean, every horror movie is like guilty of doing that. I know, but damn, they had her pinned down so many times and just blew it.
Yeah, and they're just like, "Hey, Lori, fuck you. Your mom killed your dad." And I would beat the shit. There was a part literally where Tiffany had Lori against a corner saying all this shit. And I was like, I'm sorry, if I was Lori, I'd be beating the shit out of her right now. I don't give a shit about Prom Queen. I'm going to beat her fucking ass.
There were also multiple times, like the first time I watched it, I unfortunately have watched it twice now.
Oh,
I
no.
liked it less on second viewing. The first time I watched it, I didn't mind it as much. And then I put my Fear Street hat on. I'm like, oh, this is doo-doo.
Yeah.
But the first time I watched it, I thought they were intentionally keeping Lori alive. I was like, I don't know if you guys, they didn't see her as a threat, as a prom queen or whatever, but like when they locked her in the basement, it just felt like they went out of their way to kill every other prom queen candidate and then just left her alone so often.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I guess not. I guess that was not the case.
One of the things that worked with the movie, though, I love the score.
Yeah.
The score was absolutely fantastic. It was it the Newton brothers that did that?
Yep, it is.
They cook. Like everything they've done, I've never heard anything bad from them because they did all of Flanagan's stuff basically. And then they did the recent Daredevil Born Again show, which that soundtrack was incredible too. I mean, everything they do, they just are fucking cooking, spreading that little bit of seasoning in there and just giving us good shit.
Yeah, no complaints on score, and actually some of the kills are pretty solid too. Like there's some solid effects in there.
Yeah,
but yeah, it wasn't enough to carry it. The problem was, the entire film for the most part takes place at the prom, and to have a body count at a prom and have it keep going, you have to constantly have the characters leave prom, and it's just like the Prom Night remake. It's like, oh, this is happening. I'm going to leave my prom. I'm going to leave my senior prom to go do this or go do that. And it's so random. And that just, it really takes away from it. It's like one at a time, we're going to leave the prom and get killed off. Don't mind that.
I do appreciate that eventually the killer just showed up at prom and started killing a handful of people.
Yeah.
Because that made a little bit more sense. That way they didn't have to keep like making everyone leave. But some of my favorite, we'll go ahead and go over some of the kills. Because there's two that I thought were so fun. The paper cutter kill.
Yeah.
With the boyfriend. I literally died laughing when he tried grabbing the door with his hands cut off.
I mean, that feels like a natural reaction too. I'm surprised more movies don't do that.
Yeah, his fucking hands are cut off, blood just gushing out of him. He's trying to grab the door handle. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too.
That was a good one. And the other boyfriend in the basement, that guy was a huge dickhead. Like, he goes down there. I guess he steals his mom's necklace and gives it to his girlfriend. And she's like, oh, that's your mom's necklace. And he's like, fuck it. You can have it.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then she's like, oh, I wonder what other jewelry I can get from your mom. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
We have a thief, and his kill was just completely out of nowhere. Because as he's trying to like impress her, like this weird drill just like goes into his cheek in the middle of him talking. He's like, oh, but... and it's like going into his cheek.
Yeah.
Like, how could she not see that killer walking around the corner?
Yeah, I always found it interesting as well. Again, just kind of part of the slasher craze right now that the killer's randomly changing weapons throughout and having over-the-top kills. In this scenario, doesn't really make sense, but we're here for it.
Yeah, it was a fun one. And I'm totally glad he died because he was... I mean, who steals their mom's jewelry to to their girlfriend, because that girlfriend's going to show up in front of the mom, and the mom's going to be like,
Honestly,
That
though,
looks familiar.
that's probably surprisingly common for
You think so?
like, especially younger teenagers. You know, I
You did it, didn't you?
No, no, but I could totally see kids doing that, trying to impress a girl, finding some old jewelry, you know, that mom never wears anymore.
Grabs her wedding ring that cost a few $1,000s, and she's like, "And this bitch doesn't need that."
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree.
it suck, man.
Let's see here. What do you think exactly worked with the movie?
That's a good question. I don't mind using nostalgia to satisfy audiences. You know,
Yeah.
I know that's what's happening here. Like we're being baited with the '80s cheese and because nostalgia, you know, nostalgia bait. I don't mind that. I'm cool with that, and I thought they did a good job in some areas with it. It's a killer soundtrack. They got some bops in there. I liked being rickrolled.
Yeah. I was like, damn, they did it to us.
Appreciate that, but yeah, like I said, I thought some of the character development was actually, or at least for Lori, was better than I was anticipating because I saw that it was already getting shit reviews before I went in. So they did better there than I thought, and then the kills are solid too. But it's just point A to point B in the movie almost never actually makes sense, and it's a really I don't like. It's one of the worst whodunit reveals I've seen in a while. Like I just didn't like it.
Yeah, because I really, while watching the movie, I don't know if it's just because I wasn't invested enough to care, but when the reveal happened, like Tiffany's dad, I was like, why the fuck is he the killer? And really, it doesn't really explain why he's the killer other than he just wanted to make his daughter and wife proud. I'm just like, that's fucking psychotic.
Well, even that, but that wasn't even true because I thought that was interesting as well, that she knew immediately, Tiffany's mom knew to throw him under the bus. Because it sure seemed like they all were. Yeah, they literally show them together, getting kills together at one point, revealing that there's two killers.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way she is like they planned for him to get caught. Because I thought it was stupid that he went into prom itself. I get that was more fun to watch, you know, him actually just start swinging away inside of prom. But if the whole goal was for your daughter to win Prom Queen, you probably should not go kill people and get it canceled, you know, in the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought him going in there at all was weird, as if it was a plan all along, because the mom immediately was like, "Oh, how could you? Why?
What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah. And he's like, "Okay, somebody call the cops." Like, oh.
I think it's a very mixed bag on what works and what doesn't. Like the setting, nostalgia baiting and everything, I love that shit. I think since Stranger Things, a lot of people were trying to implement that aesthetic. And I mean, it works for this movie. They didn't do a bad job at it. The characters, most of them were bland, but there were a couple instances where I actually gave a shit about some of the characters. Lori was kind of one of the ones where I was like, well, I like her because we're supposed to like her.
Yeah.
But I also really liked Megan, the little jokester. I liked their dynamic. And there was a couple of the groupies that I found to be a little bit likable, but I can't remember their fucking names because they're so forgettable.
There was the one, is it Melissa?
Was it the one that was like talking to Tiffany like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, that finally came around and realized they're going too far.
Yeah.
Which, by the way...
Debbie, I think, is who that one was.
Oh, really? Oh.
Maybe. Who fucking knows?
Who cares? There were so many times like that instance specifically where she's finally coming around and realizing like, oh, Tiffany's that bad. I was like, this is Carrie. Like, we're watching Carrie right now.
And then the boyfriend, I really wanted to like him until the very end because he was made to be like the good guy and he's like, oh, I have a crush on her. And then at the very end, he's basically trying to like seduce her and to do stuff. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, come on, babe, you want it. And then dies instantly. It's like, what the fuck happened to this guy? He completely switched at the last second.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that also pissed me off. I was like, dude, he was cool the whole time. It's like it was the one person that noticed a standout girl. He was a good guy, and he dumped Tiffany too. He did the right. He didn't even cheat on Tiffany. He did the right thing every step of the way. And yeah, then they go out. Which, by the way, the second they were like, "Do you want to go get some more privacy?" I'm like, "Shut the fuck! You're at fucking prom. You're running for prom queen. What do you mean?"
Let's go hide somewhere real quick. That way I can be a complete dickhead.
But yeah, when he said that, and he was like, I thought, because she said on the dance floor, is like, what do we used to do? Keep like trading looks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said it down there. And when they got some privacy, it's like, I thought you didn't want to just trade looks anymore. Like,
I guess him hearing that, he's like, oh shit, it's on. We got to go somewhere.
We could just, 0 to 100 real quick on that fella.
He's like, oh, she wants me to fuck her instead of look at her.
Yeah, fair. Teenage boys, the height.
Yeah.
But still, I think it was just weird. He got pretty pushy pretty quick.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck's going on with you? It's like, what the fuck's going on with you, bub?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be the good guy. And he died pretty good too. I can't remember exactly how he died.
I thought, didn't he just get his head cut off, or am I crazy?
He got something shoved into his head, but I can't remember what it was. Was it like a power drill or something?
Yeah, was it it looks like kind of like the freaking Summer Party Massacre drill.
Yeah. It went straight through the top of his head.
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Did Megan make it out of that? She survived, didn't she?
She survived because she was put in the ambulance,
Oh, yeah.
He was like, okay, I'll go with you. He was like, this isn't a taxi. Like, okay.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Thank you.
People drive with their friends and loved ones all the time. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, thank you for that convenient writing point right there. So that Lori had to go ride with Tiffany. Genius.
Yeah. This isn't a taxi, kid. Fuck off.
No, but somebody I care about is in there. Can I please come with?
No. Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
I couldn't imagine a paramedic actually saying that. Also,
no, I work at the hospital and I see people drive with their loved ones all the time.
Do paramedics like not do stitches? Is that not a thing? Like, do you have to go to the ER every time if you need stitches?
I think they have like stuff similar to stitches, but not full on stitches, because I think an actual doctor has to do that.
Interesting. So they probably just have like glue.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically.
Fucking useless paramedics.
Useless pieces of shit, I swear. Well, let's go ahead and go over our little final verdict here. Go ahead and tell me what you thought of it overall.
It's got some fun moments. It's got a killer soundtrack, a good score, decent kills. But overall, it's pretty messy. It's pretty lazy slasher film. It's almost like it wants to be in the splatter genre, but decided it wasn't going to be able to deliver good enough kills to do so. So they had to get some characters in there, but then blew it. It's like, yeah, it's all right. I'd give it like a solid 5 out of 10.
I have been doing it based off of Letterboxd scores, so I think I'd give it a 1.5 out of 5, to be honest with you. I didn't really like any of the characters other than Megan and Lori, and just some of the acting was just so weak, and I can't tell if that was the point, if they were trying to make it like an 80s B-movie slasher, or if it was just the acting in general. I couldn't tell. It was almost like a rated R Disney Channel movie, like I said earlier. Really, the only thing I liked were the kills, the aesthetic, and the soundtrack. And I can't warrant higher than a 1.5 stars for that.
Yeah,
Newton Brothers, I'd totally give a 5 out of 5 for them, regardless, because they cook. But
yeah, on Letterboxd I gave it a 2.
You gave it a 2.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
I don't know. I feel bad if you look at like a 1.5 out of 5, so you jump that out to a score of 10. So that's like a 3 out of 10. I'm like, it's not that fucking bad. I mean, like like it's bad, but it's not that bad.
See, I gave Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2022 a 2 star. And I fucking hate that movie. but I would much rather watch that than this.
Yeah,
So I think I'd have to keep it at 1.5.
I liked TCM 2022 to a degree.
I know.
There's some fun parts of it. It is superhero Leatherface, and then completely wasting Sally is brutal. And then there's no family.
Sally, I think, is the part that pissed me off the most about it.
Yeah, it's like not only did they just have her come in and die, but they literally threw her in a pile of trash. Literally threw her in a pile of trash. It's like, oh.
And she didn't even die straight away. Like she slowly died in that pile of garbage.
Yeah.
And then disappeared out of frame. Like, what happened? Me and my friend were talking about this in the episode. It's like, where'd that pile of trash go? Because that strip isn't that big. And like they were sitting there walking back to the car. There's no fucking garbage there.
And why is there even a pile of trash there?
Yeah, wasn't this supposed to be like this big investment thing?
Yeah, it's a ghost town, dude. Like, did they put the trash there? Like the people that were there partying? See, that's what makes it even more offensive. That wasn't like an on-location pile of trash, okay? They went out of their way and got set design to build a pile of trash just to throw her into it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's crazy, there's so many fucking plot holes with that movie, because literally when you're at the gas station, you see the population is like over 1,000 people, which isn't that big in general, but then you go to the town and there's fucking 3 people there.
I thought they explained that, though. And they explained
Did
they left for a reason. I don't remember.
I swear I don't think they did.
I don't know.
But I could be wrong.
The movie's pretty stupid, but
it's terrible.
At the time, the direct comparison we had for that movie was Halloween Kills. And I think Halloween Kills is like kind of doo-doo. So
man, but I cannot believe I remember listening to your review. You're like, I like this better than Halloween Kills. I was like, no.
It is better than Halloween Kills. Like,
dude,
that's still a hill.
I can't agree with that, man.
Bro, Halloween Kills has no plot and no characters. It fucking sucks. It is
but there's no plot. There's no plot in TCM either.
Yeah, there is. All right.
There's no fucking plot.
At least there's an actual character arc in that movie.
Did it even fucking matter?
It mattered more than Halloween Kills.
Okay.
They brought in, Halloween, TCM brings in Sally and throws her away. All right. That's one character. Halloween Kills did it like 4 fucking times. It's like 4 legacy characters and threw them in the trash.
Man, I like the kills though.
I understand that, but TCM 2022 has decent kills too.
But Michael's cool in Halloween Kills.
That's literally all that movie has going for it.
That's literally, though, comparing to Halloween 2018, that actually had a decent plot. It was a very good plot. I don't know where they could have went with it. I mean, obviously they could have done something better, but
yeah,
there's not a whole lot to go with.
I just think it's crazy when I look at Kills, man. It's just like such a missed opportunity because they did exactly what everybody said not to do again. They said, let's not put Lori in a fucking hospital bed again. And they did the whole movie. Like, why?
And
why would they do
I also love how they're like, oh yeah, Michael's 100% human. And then at the very end, they're like, no.
Yeah, that trilogy it's got to be the messiest trilogy in like the history of horror.
It's sloppy as fuck. Yeah, I will agree with you there. Like David Gordon Green didn't know what the hell was going on. Do you think COVID had a part to play in that?
Yeah, probably.
I'd say he was like too busy sitting and like overanalyzing his scripts and was like, fuck, I don't know, I gotta change this. Maybe if he like stuck to his original plan, which there's no way this was his original plan, because who the fuck makes Lori like terrified of Michael for 40 years and then after seeing him again, she's completely fine with him killing her daughter, and she's like, it's time to move on and just accept things.
It actually pisses me off.
It really
like even looking back now, every time I rewatch Halloween 2018, it's still a fun time, but it's like it gets a little worse every time. I don't even the whole Clash of Clans Lori, I don't understand either. Halloween H2O, people dog on that movie, and I don't understand why you can like 2018 so much and hate Halloween H2O. I don't get it. I get it.
I honestly like H2O more than 2018. The only flaw with it is Michael's design.
Yeah.
That's it. The music was superb. It was a very energetic, like, summer flick. Lori, like the scene where Lori breaks the glass and gets the axe, one of the most iconic scenes ever. I remember getting chills seeing that for the first time.
Yeah. I just think that version of Lori is so much better. So much more like of a realistic take on what trauma can do to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude, first, they don't even have Halloween 2 in there. So it's only literally one night of this, for her, basically a 20-minute encounter with this guy that led to her being just suffering for 40 years and building a fucking fortress. I can't, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I know we like that movie, but it really doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't. And I try to forget about it every time I watch it. I'm just like, oh man, she is too obsessed with this random guy. I understand he killed her friends and stuff, but I don't know anyone in this world personally, or just even on, like, when you watch TV in general, no one has that big of a fucking fear of someone that literally spent 20 minutes attacking you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then she still goes out, and how did it happen? I need the 39-year explanation of how we got there. Like, so at one point she was having social relationships and obviously got pregnant, and she still raised that daughter half-assly, I guess. I mean, kind of tortured her, but you know, how did we get to the point where 40 years later she's still at like her worst?
Yeah, literally full-blown alcoholic, she's like trying to convince herself. She's like, and this guy that's been in prison for 40 years, I'm going to murder him in front of a bunch of guards because he's ruined my life. Yeah. Even after she had a kid, like, come on now.
And then still live in Haddonfield. And
yeah, that's the biggest mistake. It's like, if you're that scared, leave.
And then I want to know how she made enough money just to do what she did, to buy the property at Haddonfield and get the house and then build the fortress.
And did she build the fortress, or did she hire contractors to put it down? Like, what's going on here?
Flashbacks, Karen's flashbacks make it seem like she built it. So
where'd she get this knowledge? I know Lori's smart, but like,
she should have been a contractor herself.
Maybe that would have turned her life around, and she would have been able to forget about it, you know?
Yeah. You know?
Oh, well.
Shame. But
they fucking ruined it.
All of that, what makes it even worse is the way the trilogy goes, though. Like, Halloween Kills, again, fun. We can look past that one. By itself, it's a fun time. It still is stupid that they put Laurie in a bed again. Like, did we not learn? Did we not learn from Halloween 2 and all that feedback originally? Whatever. But then, yeah, Halloween ends, and the way she's just a completely different character is just so stupid.
I hate Halloween Ends, but also love it at the same time, but not because it's a Halloween movie, because I think it's one of the worst Halloween movies ever made. But I do love Corey Cunningham.
Yeah.
I think he's a great character, and I think he needs to do a lot more. What's that movie he's getting ready to do? Is he doing that Christmas movie or whatever?
Yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, because I think he's really good at playing like just a fucking deranged psychopath.
Yeah, he should be good.
We need more of that.
Yeah, I don't mind by itself if it wasn't a Halloween movie. It would be because it's literally Christine, so it'd be all right. But yeah, since it is a Halloween movie and it's part of a trilogy, it's garbage.
I was at the hospital sitting with a patient, and he was watching Halloween Ends. I was like, oh shit, here we go. So I was sitting there watching it, and he was just like, don't they know, like, you can't kill evil? And I'm like, well, bub, let me tell you something about this movie. I was like, this kid just fresh out of high school beats the shit out of Michael right after getting the shit beat out of him by a bunch of band geeks.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, he sure did.
and hey, band geeks, they could probably be tough as hell, but those band geeks did not. But somehow they beat the shit out of Corey. And then Corey goes and beats the shit out of 6'8" Michael.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, and then, they say when he kills, he gets stronger. But the last time we saw him, he killed an entire mob of people.
Yeah. What happened there?
Yeah, why didn't he get stronger?
He went to his little tunnel to hibernate. He knew COVID was coming.
Just disrespectful. The whole
Yeah, it's pretty fucking terrible, man.
And that's
I'm gonna have to review those on the show.
That's why TCM 2022 is a better movie. That is all.
I still disagree.
I think you can have more fun with kills. I get it, because I just think Michael is more of like the iconic, likable slasher, and the look of Michael in Halloween Kills is pristine. Like it's so you could just buy into that bit more. But I think as like an overall movie, I think TCM 22 is like significantly better, honestly.
Because I'm almost positive Fede Alvarez had a writing credit for that movie, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he had a story credit, and then he ended up producing, I think.
Yeah, because I know he was originally going to direct, and then something happened with that, and he ended up just being a producer. But Fede Alvarez is literally one of my favorite directors in the genre. And if anyone could make a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie excellent, I really think he could do it. I just don't understand what happened in this process, because I think if he had another shot, I think he could make literally one of the best ones.
They got to go back to... The problem is they were trying to ride the Halloween 2018 train, so like, okay, let's make a requel, and they kind of forced it. They need to just go back to the roots of TCM and probably just remake it. And focus on family, man, and focus on Leatherface being a coward, really, just a regular, like a bullied teen, and and him being a superhero in 2022 is just silly. That's a problem in TCM. It seems like every time there's a new sequel or a new reboot or whatever, they're trying to make a slasher film and they're not living up to what is the Grindhouse original film. So stop making sequels to it if you want to make a slasher. If you want to make a slasher, make a remake, just like 2003 did. That's no longer a Grindhouse film. It's a slasher film, and that's why Leatherface is not Leatherface anymore. He's just a cool dude in a mask, but yeah.
I actually enjoyed the remakes a lot more than some people. For some reason, some people don't talk about the remakes.
They do.
And I don't understand.
I've seen a lot of people putting the remake above the original. I think that's...
Simone does.
Yeah, I think that's nuts. But
that's fucking crazy, because, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is literally one of the movies that gave me anxiety, because that dinner scene is just so fucking crazy.
Yeah. A lot of people say it's too long and that Sally just gets annoying. I'm like, you okay.
It's like, okay, well, when you get held prisoner and forced to see everything you see, then come back and tell me how you feel.
That movie's just so real, and that's where
it is. It's fucking.
That's where the remake loses me. Yeah, it's I like the remake. I think it's probably the second best in the franchise because there's not exactly a lot that's coming very close to the original.
You don't like 3D?
No.
Oh,
that movie is actually kind of fun though.
It's fun, man. The carnival, I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they made him more of a superhero in that than 2022. They made him the good guy.
Dude, I don't when I say superhero, I don't even mean literally like a protagonist. I mean superhuman strength.
Fucking crazy. Yeah. He like in 22 it shattered that guy's full wrist.
Yeah, dude, he goes
without touching it.
Snaps his whole fucking arm.
Literally without any effort. It's just his hands.
Yep. It's
fucking nuts.
Yeah. And then he's holding Sally above his head and then dude, when we're going on tangents here, but that chick gets hit in the like with the hammer down the stairs and just fucking launches that.
She would be dead, man. There's no way.
Yeah, she just walks.
I like how he jumps out of the water too. My friend Slater in our episode, he was like, "Fucking Leatherface like dives out of the water like a damn dolphin."
Do you know
just
how much
super high
athleticism it takes to do something like that too? The guy's a freak.
Yeah, unnatural, man. I think we've had enough tangents here. Good times though. That's what I liked. Honestly, the ending, just talking about a bunch of random shit, some of my favorite stuff, especially when it comes to movies like this, where it's like we want to talk about it now that it's out of the way. Let's talk about fun stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about a good movie. Halloween.
Good
Kills,
movies. Halloween Kills. But I recently got a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and I've been meaning to read it, and I'm a terrible host, so I've just not read it. But I'm going to read it now, because it's actually a really good review, and it kind of made my heart flutter a little bit. Made me emotional. But this is by B. Nakers, and it says, as a fan of horror who hasn't found the time to really read or watch many movies over the last few years, this podcast has reignited that part of me, and I'm ready to jump back in. The hosts have great banter and do a fantastic job at spoiling the movies in a way that leaves me still wanting to watch it. As a bit of a podcast snob, I can honestly say that I see so much potential in this, and I look forward to seeing more episodes dropping. Thank you so much. She is actually, I was in a band with her ex-husband, and it was a good time. It was a good time. She is actually a really sweet person. So thank you so much for that. Tell us, if anyone wanted to check out your show and everything, where would you send them?
It's pretty much just @/ncast everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all those. TikTok, we're around.
Oh, you getting on the TikTok train?
I post on there here and there. I tried to stream there and immediately got a violation about 10 minutes into the stream.
Yeah, I remember I was at that live stream. So if you mention YouTube and Twitch, does it instantly like flag you or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think my vulgarity might be what got us flagged, but it's all right.
That's fucking ridiculous. I've seen some vulgar ass shit on TikTok. How in the world? Just because you say a few curse words?
Yeah, so if I go shake my ass, that's fine. But
actually, can you do that? Will you do that for us?
I'll look into it.
I'll write that down. But yeah, guys, for one, thank you, Riley, for hopping on the show. Honestly, this podcast wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for you and Nick. I found you guys late 2019, I think. I've seen some of your videos before during Friday the 13th, but I didn't actually subscribe and stuff. Your all's videos just kept popping up on my YouTube, and I was like, well, I'm going to watch them, and your all's passion and the quality that you all do your all's videos is just so impressive, and it just inspires me to want to keep trying to improve my content. So I want to thank you for that. I really do. You're a good friend of mine. You've always helped me with everything, and it means a lot.
You're too nice, man. Thank you.
I try my best, buddy. But guys, if you all would like to check out my socials, I'll leave it down in the show notes. And if you all want to check out the Patreon, for as low as $3, I would do it cheaper, but for some reason Patreon says no, I can't. But if you all want to support the channel, we have some bonus episodes and stuff on there as well. I did a book review of William, and I did a little monthly review on what's to come in the month of June. We're going to be do fun stuff like that, commentaries and all that jazz. But make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because if you haven't noticed, we are on video now. And leave a 5-star review on your podcasting apps. And until next time, stay scared.